I was in labor, so that was Monday night. I went into labor, and like we were in the hospital from like 9 o'clock at night. I didn't get a bed or a room till about the next morning, like 6 o'clock. And like I was pretty scared because, being 5 months and whatever. So we go upstairs and I see three different doctors. The first doctor I saw told me that how, you're just going to need bed rest, that how we're going to try to keep the fetus inside, the baby inside as long as possible. And then, like, half an hour later, they go to how they're going to transfer me to the maternity ward because I was on a normal floor. So I go down to the maternity ward, and for the next day, I believe, like all of Tuesday, I didn't see a doctor. And it was Tuesday night that I finally saw a doctor. And like my pain was getting really bad. Like everything was really bad. And he came and he saw me and he's just like, oh, the how the baby is almost here. Well, before this, they had given me an option if I wanted to have a baby, if I wanted to follow through and see what's going to happen, or if they give me an abortion pill and I can have an abortion. I didn't want to have to do an abortion. I just wanted, I've already fought this far for my baby and I wanted to see how much, you know. So I said no. So the doctor came and it was just like, oh, the baby's head is in the vaginal canal. And he just left, and the nurses left, and about 2-3 minutes later, like I started having severe pain and contraction, and I felt my baby came out of me. So my husband ran and he got the nurses. It took them about a couple of minutes to get there. And as soon as they came, I'm just like, can you check for a heartbeat? Can you check for a heartbeat? Like I just, they can you check? She literally refused to check for a heartbeat for 10 minutes. She didn't check if my son was alive. She didn't do nothing except for like, oh, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing. Like, I don't care if there's nothing. For my mental sanity, I needed you to check. I didn't need you to check 10 minutes after when it was already too late. I needed you to check right when it happened, and I asked. I still think about that a lot, that it took 10 minutes for them to check for a heartbeat. And then after they did that, it was like I burdened them by asking them to check for a heartbeat. So they said he didn't make it. How, he passed away. And then they wrapped him up. Well, no, they didn't wrap him up. They took him out from me and plopped him on the big pile of blood that I had just given birth on, like, my clotted blood, all like nasty stuff. Like that's what they put him on. They didn't treat him with any value, like at all. I had to beg them to check if he was alive, and she just literally popped the stethoscope on his chest and popped it off. Like they didn't even check. And then it was like down to the other nurse that, oh, she wanted me to check for a heartbeat. Yes, because it's my child and I need that closure. And so after all of that, they wrap him up and whatever. And then they asked what we wanted to do, if like we wanted to have a funeral or, do something with him, or we wanted the hospital to dispose of the body. So we said we were going to take care of it. So they literally came and popped my son in like a 2-liter ice cream container. And that was it. And then the next day, we left the hospital, and as we're leaving, we got called back saying how if you're leaving with your baby, Please make sure you sign some papers. I didn't get to leave my baby. I don't need to sign those papers, and I would think you would know that because you were the nurse that was there. But that's to show you that the kind of care you get. That they don't even remember that you lost your child. It took them 10 minutes to check if he was alive. 10 minutes. I stood there and cried and begged and pleaded for that nurse to check if he was alive. 10 minutes. That's almost as long as this video. So if you made it to the end of this video, that's how long I begged and pleaded for them to check if my son was alive.